Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Wellness Shot for the week of March 9th. My name is Dr. David Orman. And before I begin, I'd like to say that this is not any scientific information that I'm presented or any particular study, exclusively my experience both with myself and with patients on this particular episode. I'm going to talk about running and running shoes and my experience with a popular brand called Hoka. Hoka. So about when I started long distance running, which was about 20 years ago, Asics was one of the big names, and Brooks and some other ones. And over the last maybe 10-ish years or so, maybe a little bit less, Hoka has become quite popular, especially in the last 3 or 4 years. And I noticed a lot of patients have been wearing them, and I've tried them, et cetera, et cetera. And a number of people have gotten benefit from them. They are unusually thick. The soles are quite thick. They're I jokingly refer to them as the Elton John shoes of the running world because they're kind of odd looking, and like I said, the soles are very thick. They're very comfortable. Despite their bulky appearance, they are actually quite light, and a lot of people get benefit from them. On the flip side of the coin here, a number of people have been complaining about them and have had issues with them, including myself. I have been running, I've done 13 marathons, probably 60 or 70 different events, literally thousands of miles over the years. And I've worn different types of shoes, and I've never had so many problems as I did with them. I had Achilles tendonitis, had a heel issue, a few other gems along the way. And what I found that there were a number of issues. Number one, because of the thickness of the midsole foam, it creates a barrier between the foot and the ground, and this reduces the feedback from the body to the brain, so to speak. And as a result, the gait becomes unnatural at times. So when the gait becomes unnatural, or out of the ordinary for the individual. Again, not everyone, but just for a percentage of what happens is you start to alter. And this bone then affects that bone, which affects that joint, et cetera, et cetera. And as a result, you get misaligned. And I think that causes some significant problems down the road. There is also a stability issue because, again, of the thickness of the sole, because it sits high off the ground, people feel less stable. And a number of patients have said, yeah, I like them and they look and kind of nice and they feel good, but I've fallen a number of times. And again, it's because there was a study done. Uh, I don't remember the year, but they put they had people walk upstairs, and one particular stair they elevated half an inch, and almost every single person tripped over that particular step. The body gets used to things, the brain gets used to a particular pattern, and when you add just a little bit, it doesn't even have to be a half an inch, even less than that. What has a tendency to occur is the body can't acclimate, or the brain can't acclimate enough. As a result, you have falls, increased stumbling, et cetera, et cetera. If a person is doing any type of strength training or agility work, it is not useful whatsoever. Agility work requires much, ideally barefoot, but that can be a bit of an issue too. The soft phone, that rocker type of shape, causes the body to go back and forth in odd ways. And again, it is just not stable enough. Lastly, you have peculiar injuries, and I think sometimes too much comfort, too much support can cause issues, and in fact, does cause issues. There was a famous runner named Dean Karnazes. I think he's still around. He was known as the Marathon Man. He ran, you ready for this one? 50 marathons in 50 states in 50 days. And you think at the end of it, he passed out and slept for 3 months? No, he ran from New York to New Orleans, just 1,200, 18, whatever my crazy amount of miles. But and one of his quotes I always kept this in mind. Sometimes we've become so comfortable that we're miserable. And I look at these particular shoes and think they are so comfortable, but they take away the body's necessity to work. What I mean by that is, so the foot has three arches. And a lot of times people say, "Oh, I have a collapsed arch." It's not really the arch itself that's an issue. It's the muscles that pull up the arch that get weaker because there's too much support. And I think shoes like this create so much support that the muscles have a tendency to get weaker. Again, this is not a scientific study. This is my experience with myself, with patients. I hope this has been helpful. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you next week. Thank you.